Hello! Welcome back. My name is Jody McDowell. I'm a psychic, an energy worker, and a witch in no particular order. If we haven't met, thank you for being here. I look forward to getting to know you, and thank you for trying out my channel. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. It makes all the difference in the world. I'm a new channel, and I've got a pretty good message to go for everyone. Little different spin than most of the YouTube channels I see. So, I was prompted to do a series on how, as an energy worker and someone with third sight, through readers and empaths and stuff, to protect ourselves and gauge what we see and how much gets through. So I just did a video on that a few minutes ago. It went up yesterday. This one is going to be slightly different. I'm going to start delving in a little deeper. So the first thing I talked about is meditation, and I do a very active style of meditation for grounding and setting my protection, doing energy work, or at least preparing to do energy work. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about that. I will do a guided meditation video in the very near future, just not today. I want to explain a little bit about what it is and why I use that method. A little bit of my backstory. So I had my first psychic experience when I was about 8, I think. Like so many children, I saw a ghost walking down the hallway. It frightened me, but not too much. It was just one of those things that I don't know what to do with this. He didn't try and harm me. There was no attempt to contact. And of course, no one believed me. Oh, you're making up stories, you were dreaming, you were sleepwalking, whatever. But it was very, very, very real. And throughout the course of my life, I've always had the ability to just know things there's no way I could know. I feel things, I sense things, I can read a room, and I've always been able to kind of set the intention naturally. I don't have to work real hard at it. I didn't know that's what I was doing, to protect space, to keep things calm. But as I got older, I started having more and more come through, and I needed to learn how to protect myself on a formal basis, really protect myself, and how to filter when and how I got the information I was getting, and also what to do with it, because wow, sometimes it's a lot. If you are naturally psychic, some of the stuff that comes through is intense, and sometimes it's at the most inopportune moments. I'll tell you, one time I was sitting in a waiting room for a job interview, and I had visions coming through of the secretary, and it was a Friday afternoon, and she had a hot date, and I started to snicker a little bit to myself. I looked a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie, but when you see stuff, it's hard not to react. And so if it's good, bad, we don't get to choose so much what comes through, but we can choose when and how much. And so I needed to learn how to dial down. And fortunately, that was a good experience. So meditation didn't come naturally to me. I have monkey brain. Oh, it's shiny. I'm not ADHD, but oh, my brain just goes. And so learning to sit still in the silence and letting my mind go quiet, yeah, it took me a long time to get there. A lot of meditation, years of practice. So the method that I started with, and that I would encourage anyone to start with, is just basic grounding and running energy. So as an energy worker, I work with color a lot. If you watch me, the colors that I'm wearing usually attune to how I'm feeling or an energy that I'm trying to bring in. or project. I can't wear colors that aren't in alignment with how I'm feeling that day. It's physically uncomfortable. And so when I run energy, I play with color. I adjust the color of the energy that I'm running. So as I teach you how to do that, I want you to do the same thing. Don't be afraid to play. One of the main things that I see in witchcraft is so much seriousness. And I am type A. Oh goodness, am I type A? And in control. I've been told I'm one of the most tightly wound people someone's ever met. And to me, I don't think so, but on the outside, I guess other people do. And learning to play. I think that's part of the reason that my first guide is a trickster. I got a leprechaun as my first guide, as a healing guide. And I work with the fairies and that sort of thing to bring in the play, to remember that life doesn't have to be so serious, and to let my inner child go ahead and take control sometimes. That doesn't mean run wild, but to not take everything so seriously. Get over myself. Let go of my ego, get over myself, and let myself have fun and play. It's part of the reason I do art magic and all kinds of other things. But with the colors, I can play with the colors. Sometimes I'll run rainbows, and I run colors that are soothing to me, that amp my energy when I'm having a down day. And I also use different colors in my healing. This is more down the line, and more trained healing work. But the colors that I use, I get intuitively what that person needs, whether it's going to heat something up, whether it's going to cool it down, whether it's going to soothe. I don't use a set color scheme for any of my work. I've done enough that I know what colors suit me best. And if I work on someone on a regular basis, I know their color for the most part. So, the first thing in grounding is to just go ahead and sit comfortably and take your shoes off and connect with the floor or the earth, and put your palms up so that you can feel the world around you. Either close your eyes or cast them down so that you're not paying attention to the big world around you, and go ahead and connect. Run a grounding cord from your root chakra, which is at your tailbone, down to the center of the earth. Let that connect and feel what that feels like. If you've never done it before, your first experience of that should be pretty amazing, to actually feel grounded, connected to the earth. I do everything from a white light when things are running pretty simple and I'm feeling pretty good, to when I'm kind of feeling out there and spinning. My first grounding cord was a great big, like, ship's anchor cord, like metal, well, ship's anchor that wrapped and spun around the core of the earth to keep me down, settled, to feel connected and safe. Now I don't need that anymore. But that's part of that play, is okay, if something doesn't work, switch it out. There is no steadfast way of doing anything in all of this. It's what works for you. And once you get that going, go ahead and run a light up through all of your chakras, connecting up to the sun, to our sun. It doesn't have to be right overhead. Just go ahead and imagine where it is and feel that connection, so that you get that solar energy. And you can start pulling energy in from both the earth and the sun, and pull them up through the soles of your feet and play with those earth colors. I tend to go a lot of magentas and greens, blues. When I'm running fast and I need to slow down, I'll run browns, and let them run up your chakras, all the way up your back, and come back down the other side, so that everything's spinning. and then go ahead and mix in that cosmic energy that's coming down through your crown chakra. They're going to mix down here in your solar plexus and run together. And for that, I typically run either white or silver. Those are my colors tend to be magenta and silver. Sometimes I'll add in sparkles or make it effervescent, and just feel that. Let it run through you and sit there for just a few minutes and play with the time. Encourage yourself to stay with it a little bit longer. Start with 5 minutes. Work yourself up to 15-20 minutes. And I will do a guided meditation on this in a little while, but just to give you an idea of how it works. And the goal of that is just to start centering. And if you're focusing on the colors and how they feel and staying grounded, your mind is quiet. You are effectively meditating. You are not paying attention to everything around you. Your thoughts aren't going to run as wild. You'll still have them, but you're focusing on something. And when we focus intently, everything else just kind of disappears for a bit. And that is the goal. That's why it's so effective, why it's such an effective method for me when I first needed to get started. From there, we'll work on protection and how to run an energy field around you, and eventually come up and build like a command center up in your third eye, which is really awesome. It's really, really, really awesome once you get it done and get the feeling of that. And it all comes together and you're able to control. You learn to control. If you don't have the psychic powers, it will increase them or help you open up to them. If you have them, it will help you to start managing them. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in. Please, 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 if you like any part of my content, like, subscribe, forward my videos, share them. Let people know I'm here. I really want to share more about energy work, energy witchcraft. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.